So I've just taken delivery of another parcel from Nike. Let's see what we have this time. Here we go. And there you go, we have the Nike Pegasus 35 Flyease. So I'm not going to spend too long unboxing them and looking at every little aspect of them, but essentially the reason that I bought these is because of the Nike Infinity run that I got a couple of weeks ago. I'd intended to use those for long steady runs and they just didn't work out. They felt really flat around the front of the foot, and around here where my arch was around the midfoot, it just felt like I was standing on some kind of pyramid. It was really uncomfortable to run in, and I just couldn't get away with it. Also, I was getting blisters on the bottom of my toes when I ran, so longer distances they just weren't working out. I got these in the Nike 30% off deal. I got them for a price of £47, which is an absolute bargain. I actually really like the colorway as well. So these are the Pegasus 35, so they're a couple of years old now, and they're the Flyease, so they don't have a traditional lacing system. They've got this system around the back where you can see they've got this this Velcro tab, which is attached to a zip. As you slide your foot in, you pull the zip, you attach the Velcro, and that secures your foot in place. But yeah, I'm hoping that they're going to be comfortable. These are, again, just for longer, steady runs where I'm not really going fast or wanting to do interval sessions or anything like that. I just want something that's going to last those miles, keep comfortable, not cause blisters, and also not wear down too quick. The rubber on the outsole actually feels pretty thick, so I think that's going to wear quite well. And if you've been following my posts on Instagram at jamies.running, you'll know that on my right foot I don't toe off properly, or certainly haven't until now. What I tend to do is to roll off towards my little toe. What that's caused in a lot of my running shoes is that I'm wearing them down on the right foot only around about this area. So what I'm really hoping to do with these is to start from a fresh pair of shoes and really focus on toeing off from my big toe. Anyway, so I'm going to slip them on my feet to see how they fit and how they feel and take it from there. And so the way that we get these on is you pull the Velcro tab, undo the zip, and that exposes the area in which you slide your foot. You slide your foot in there, much like a slipper, pull the zip back around, attach the Velcro, and that's the shoe on. Now, it's got a reasonably secure fit there, but I think what you can do is to pull the back of these laces here, and that tightens around the front. Now, I can't imagine that these are going to stay all that secure during a run, but certainly for now, it's holding everything in place. Do the same with the other one. Now, having slipped these on, they actually feel really, really comfortable as a first impression. So they're very, very soft around the foot, and there's plenty of space around the sides and in the toe box. Unlike the Infinity Run, when I tried those on the first time and I was getting a lot of pincing around the middle of the foot. Just having a feel around the shoe there, and there's plenty of space to expand, which my feet tend to do over a run. I've got a good thumbnail space at the front there, just to leave enough space for when my toe moves back and forward during the run, so that it's not bashing against the front of the shoe, which I've had in some of the smaller shoes. One slight concern might be here where my foot is expanding slightly over the side of the sole here, and so I wonder whether the material here might stretch and tear over time, but I guess we'll see. Now, it's all fair and well walking around on soft carpet and saying that they feel comfortable and soft, so I'm going to take them onto some harder ground. So here we are downstairs on the harder floor, and again, they still feel pretty comfortable and pretty soft walking around. The midsole feels nice and bouncy and responsive, maybe not as soft as the Pegasus Turbo 2, but certainly more comfortable than the Infinity Run that I reviewed a couple of weeks ago. Now, I just hope that that feeling translates from walking into running. But yeah, I mean, first impressions for a shoe for less than £50, I'm feeling pretty good about them. I'm actually feeling fairly excited about these based on first impressions alone, so they are comfortable and I'm really hoping that that translates into the run. My only concerns really come around the security of the fit, so not being able to tighten the laces up here and relying solely on this zip and stick system, but also the foot overhanging here slightly where the upper connects to the midsole. So I do worry that the width of my feet might end up putting a little bit too much pressure around here and maybe wearing or tearing over time, but that will remain to be seen. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to taking them out in the morning. What I'm going to do is maybe 10, 12 kilometers or so with a few intervals thrown in just to see how they deal with speed. I'm not going to be using these as a speed shoe. These are really just for cranking up those miles. So just a solid workhorse that's going to allow me to bag those longer, slower runs and get those miles in the legs, recovery runs, that sort of thing. Next for me is to lay these out with the rest of my kit, and I will see you in the morning. Alright, so here we are, early morning, 6:30. Let's go. I'm just about a kilometre in, and first impressions are they certainly don't feel fast and they feel pretty comfortable. The only problem is, so where the zip is around the back of the shoe instead of the lacing system, that zip system, and that feels pretty loose. So imagine running into open back slippers where you don't really have a secure fit, but my foot doesn't seem to be slipping up and down, so that's not a problem. It's just that they don't feel like they're being held in place very much. So I wonder whether I can do something to secure the laces a little bit more, but that's not providing discomfort. It's just a bit of a weird sensation not being held in place. So 3.5 kilometers in now at a really steady pace, 4:45 to 5 minutes a kilometer. Feeling really comfortable at that pace. Oh, it's a deer. Got distracted by a deer then. I'm not sure if that came out on the camera because it was a little bit far away, but yeah, it just ran off into the woods, which was nice. Yeah, so what was I saying? My only issue so far is that security of fit around the heel, so I'm really going to try and do something about that lacing system and pull those laces a little bit tighter. That's 4 kilometers at an easy pace. I'm going to pick it up for a kilometer and see how they go. Here we go. So that was 1 kilometer in 3 minutes and 46 seconds, so it picked up the pace pretty quickly to start with. Didn't feel too difficult to transition from a slow speed to a faster speed, and I went from maybe 4:45 a kilometer to 3:30 a kilometer fairly easily. Where I perhaps did struggle a little bit, and that was maintaining that pace throughout the whole kilometer interval. Maybe 500 meters in or so, I felt like I had to work a little bit harder for the second half of the interval than I did for the first. Now the midsole is providing plenty of cushioning. It doesn't feel hard to land on, it feels nice and soft. And unlike the Infinity Run where I found that my feet were slapping the ground almost, the transition from the midfoot landing through to the toe off, that motion feels nice and smooth. Right, and here we go, in for interval number 2. Let's go. And that is 13 kilometers in the Nike Pegasus 35 Flyease. So I did 4k warm up, and then I did a 1 kilometer interval, 2k float, so quite steady, another kilometer interval, another 2k float, and another kilometer interval, and 2k to finish, just to see how the shoe performed both at the slower pace and at the faster interval pace. So now what I'm going to do is jump in the shower, reflect on my run a little bit, how it felt, and then give a final overview. Ooh. Right, so final reflections then on the Pegasus 35 Flyease. They held up well during the run, particularly at the slower paces. I wasn't too keen at the fast pace, but I'm not going to be using these for any speed sessions or anything like that, just a steady workhorse for long, steady miles. The only thing I do need to work on is the security of the fit around the back with this lacing system. Where my foot was overhanging here remains to be seen if that'll cause some problems with the material tearing or whatever, but for a shoe for less than £50 I cannot complain. So yeah, thank you for watching. Like, comment, subscribe, all that sort of good stuff, and I will see you on the next video. Yo!